I'm not even sure where to start. Who am I? An ordinary Jamaican who has a passion for my country and to see my country do better. And I think we are always, the best of us is our people. And I believe that if our people are educated, then there's nothing we can't achieve. And I believe that the core of, being educated and being the best people is to love reading and to do it well, as a matter of fact. And so my passion starts from there. I came from pretty humble beginnings. I grew up on Waltham Park Road. Big up to all of my Waltham Park massive.
Big up, big up, big up.
My father was a businessman, a small business owner,
Yes.
and my mom, she stayed at home and took care of us most of the time. And, I'm from a big family as well. I'm the youngest of 13.
Wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah, one mommy, one daddy, though, so,
wow. That's
fun.
great. That's great.
Maybe too much fun.
Mm-hmm.
But because of that environment as well, I have a genuine love for people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that taught me how to understand the different personalities, different characters, and also, how to navigate and negotiate through different situations.
Yes.
And I find that reading and storytelling and being able to express yourself was one of the key factors in doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved books. I remember, I don't know how I learned how to read. For some of us, it's natural. But for others, it's not.
Okay.
And for many people, I could probably even say for most people, it's not a natural thing. It's kind of like learning a new language.
Yes.
But for me, luckily, it came naturally. And so I remember even at age 4,
Yes.
I was reading to my father. It was a big thing, actually.
Wow.
They have me outside reading to people, reading the Bible, and it was a big thing for people to listen and say, oh my God, she can read. And that just kept with me. And I tell people I never had a lot of friends because I was kind of the bookworm.
Oh.
I was teased and mocked and laughed at, but I didn't care. I
That's right.
found an escape
Yes.
from things I saw around me in my books.
Oh.
And that just stayed with me forever, even up to today. I just still love reading. And so I had to share that with the rest of the world, actually.
So
It
you,
was just, I'm sorry, my mommy.
no, that's fine. You grew up loving books. You just had a passion for books. But I'm sure when you as growing up, you went to school and all of those drama, and then
Went
you
to Merle Grove High School.
Ooh.
Pick up everybody from Merle Grove.
big up, big up, big up. Well, girl. And then where did you go from there after you graduated or college or whatever it is that you did?
When I left Merle Grove, I went to the University of the West Indies,
Mm-hmm.
and I studied international relations and political science.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do, so I applied for masters and all of that.
Okay.
Long story short, I never bothered to start the masters. Then I went to England
Mm-hmm.
on a a holiday work program.
Okay.
My time there, but I was pulled back here, so I came back. And when I did, I started, taking jobs here and there,
Mm-hmm.
tried accounting, that sort of thing, tried marketing. Eventually, I ended up in investment banking,
Mm-hmm.
and I enjoyed that, and it taught me so much. I can't pay for what that, gave me. And I spent quite a few years in some of the, larger firms that are here.
Yes.
But there was just something about that it didn't fulfill me,
Mm-hmm.
because I've always felt that pull to educate,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
share my passion for reading.
Yes.
And I remember there was a time when my manager, I'm going to say her name, Tanya Powell, she's doing her thing on Facebook, motivating other women.
Wow.
Guys, check her out. She asked me one day what it is I really wanted to do. And I think probably because she didn't think I was too much into the work. So she called me in her office and she asked me. I was very careful with my answer because you never want to fire you. But
Right.
but she understood, and I explained to her that whilst I do like what I'm doing, I needed something else that was true to me.
Yes.
And she encouraged me to go on TV. And I ended up doing a little program on that matter of wealth and time there with NCB Capital Market and so on. And I found that through that, it was for me like telling a story, but telling a story to others about how to, build wealth or how to start building wealth. And when I left, I continued in the industry, but I always went to teaching. But everybody had discouraged you. Oh, no, teaching not going to make you no money.
Mm-hmm.
Are you leaving investments? So you keep going back, but every time you go back, something hurt.
Yeah.
So I just toughened up and left.
Wow.
And started to teach. I created a program where students were coming full-time, being taken out of the public system for a little while,
Mm-hmm.
just to get their reading up because they were failing in school,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing they were trying with the parents or teachers was working.
Yes.
So they would come to me.
Yes.
Some full-time, others sort of like a hybrid, go to school 3 days, come to me 2 days, that sort of thing. And we had tremendous success with that.
Wow.
Wanted to make that bigger,
Mm-hmm.
but that for me was to register a non-profit organization, which I did.
Yes.
Right after doing that, I realized I was out of money.
Wow.
So I had to go back to work in another financial institution
Mm-hmm.
and shut that down, so we never operated.
Wow.
I kept helping one or two children along the way,
Mm-hmm.
and some adults too,
Yes.
on weekends or in my free time.
Yes.
And eventually, I think, after quitting banking full-time, I was working online, as a freelancer,
Mm-hmm.
but I had written at Jamaica Reads with plans to do something about it years from now. But then I started to get phone calls in the
Okay.
midst of the pandemic,
Yes.
people asking for help. And here we are today. I realized I couldn't do it by myself,
Mm-hmm.
so I got some help from some of the lovely teachers that we have now, including Carolyn Allen, who will be reading a story for us tomorrow. So here we are. We're working with some lovely children, some great parents, and some adults too, and we're just trying to make their dreams come true.
That's awesome. Before we get into what you're doing tomorrow, I want to hear about some of the tremendous success stories that you have. If there's even one or two, you can let us know before we get into your event. Tell me.
Okay. Not a problem. So as I mentioned, right now we're having great success with the children that we are seeing, and just to see each of them move from where they started with us to what they are today. But I remember the stories that stand out to me most,
Yes.
I say one is my daughter/niece.
Okay.
So my younger brother, he's her father.
Yes.
But he died a long time ago,
Mm-hmm.
and, in the circumstances, she
Yes.
was staying with my mom, and, I met her when she was about 6 years old, and realized that she needed help with life, with reading especially. I thought, this little girl, if somebody don't step in, probably things are not going to go,
Mm-hmm.
in the direction I would want to see it go. And then she shared my name.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Awesome.
I mean, when my
As-
mom called me and told me she had somebody for me to see,
Yes.
and I went there and saw this little girl in my mom's bedroom. I didn't see my mother. I didn't know where she was. She was in the back in the kitchen somewhere.
Yes.
And I saw the little girl and I said, hello, who are you? And she said, my name am I.
Same way, sir.
My name, Mr. Where you name? And she repeated, my name am I. So I called out to my mother, Mommy, who is this? And that's how I found out, oh, he's your brother, daughter, and so on, and the story goes.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness. Wow.
So there's no Amoy and Amoy. When we go out together or write our names on a form, we have to explain to people it's the last name,
Yes.
She's now 20, almost 20 years old. So my husband and I basically adopted her,
Oh.
taught her how to read. As you can see, she was not able to pronounce her name correctly, much less spell a word or say her ABC.
Yes.
So it taught her that. I wasn't always patient, so I got help
Yes.
from a reading specialist at the school she started at Halfway Tree Primary,
Mm-hmm.
and she got some help there because I just didn't have the patience. Because she was so close to me, I wanted to rush things.
Yes.
A lot
yes.
of parents face that issue now, and so we have
Yes.
to tell them to just back off and let us, right?
Yeah, I
But
understand.
that was me, like those parents where somebody had to tell me to back off. Yeah, you know what you're doing and you're great at it, but this one is too close to you.
Yeah.
But now she's doing so great. She went to Mount Alvernia High School, did so well in her 60s, got a scholarship, all of that. running her blog now, teaching also, but
Wow.
all sorts of other things. She changes every week, you know. But she's doing so well
Yes.
as a young lady, and she also has a passion for reading.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so that's one success story. Do you have any more? Because we still have a little time before we get into your thing.
I can say there was this little boy as well. I think his name was Yuri.
Mm-hmm.
His mom came to me at the time when we had the physical spot,
Mm-hmm.
and she told me her son isn't. She can't get him into school.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the school he was going to said they can't handle him. Him too bad, and plus him not in work. According to them, him don't. Right? They not in work and him bad. And she didn't know what to do. She couldn't get him into school. It was summertime. We were in about near the end of July.
Uh-huh.
And she asked if I could help. She found out in the paper. And I told her, fine. You know, bring him come. I'll be here every day. So he can come here like the school him coming to.
Okay.
Full time. And, yeah, him give a lot of trouble. Another lie.
Typical boy.
He was adorable even in his mischief, you know.
Yes,
And I could tell that there was nothing done about him. He just didn't have the instruction that was, you know, appropriate for how he learned.
Yes.
And he didn't want to read. He was pretty stubborn, and I guess he was also fearful because Mommy would tell me that when she's trying to work with him, she would have the belt beside him. And I told her that if it was me and she had belt beside me, need I read nothing neither. I would just be too afraid.
Yes.
You know? So I told her he's shutting down because he's afraid that you're going to beat him if he makes a mistake.
Right.
So we're going to remove the belt out of the picture.
Okay, great.
So he didn't want to read at first, but then I started, as he came, you know, I started to read stories to him.
Okay.
And I learned what he liked, and I read stories to him that had something to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
And he became interested. He started to ask me questions. What's going to happen next? Why they did this? And I would go ahead and discuss it and tell him, ask him why him think this happened and what him think, that sort of thing.
Yes.
And then I realized, okay, he's getting interested.
Yes.
So little later when him start asking me for more stories or what happened in the story, I said, but it's in my book. You know? I'm busy, I can't read it all the time. You ever read it yourself? And that sort of made him, because of his curiosity, he
Yes.
wanted to go in the book and find out because he was frustrated with teacher not. Oh.
Yes.
So that frustration built curiosity and built his motivation to learn how to read. And so we started our program. And by the time we were done, he spent 2 terms with us. When those 2 terms ended and it was time for him to go back to school the following September, you know, they would usually let you repeat grade 1.
Mm-hmm.
In this instance, when they did the test for him to go to grade 1, they said not going to work. He passed grade 1.
Wow.
Yeah, and so they put him to grade 2.
Yes.
That never worked. He passed grade 2.
Wow.
Forming at a grade 4 level.
Wow. Wow.
Not grade 3 because of his age.
Yes.
Something like that.
Okay.
That was such a beautiful story. I'm
Good.
sure
It's awesome.
person know probably grade 10 or more, but you know.
But you'd be able to find him now. I mean, do those parents keep in touch with you?
I think my numbers changed over the years or since then.
Yes.
But if they see me on the road, yes, I just hear people shouting teacher.
Teacher, you know, sir, you that.
Exactly.
Oh my God! So it is really awesome, and I like what you said. The fact that Amoy was close to you, you didn't have the patience with her, so you had to get outside help to get her what do you call it now, sensitized and relaxed in doing what it is that she does. With this other Yuri's mom, she had the belt, which was a negative influence to him, and you sorted that out. And you know what I find in the system, oh God, is that there are a lot of children like Yuri and like Amoy out there, and there's not enough, what you call it now, there's not anything there where parents can say, okay, because I know of parents right now who have children in grade 6 who will be doing what you call it now, PEP,
Yeah.
and they still can't read, and they don't know. And boy picnic, you know, so boy picnic, they're very, very special, and I wonder how on God's earth does this happen. But they're special skills, and you apparently have those special skills, but we want to find out about your world Storytelling Day event tomorrow. Talk to us about that.
Great. So World Storytelling Day is an international event, actually. The date of when this thing started is a little, whichever, depending on where you read it on on the internet,
Yes.
date when it started will change. It could be 1991, it could be 2001 or 2004.
Yes.
But it started in Europe as a means to get people together and just to spend time together as a group, as a community, and as a family, telling stories. Older people, the elderly would tell stories to the younger ones.
Yes.
Or, by fireside, things like that. And then it started to gain recognition in the schools, in the churches, and, it started to just become a big event and spread out across the world. And so when I heard about it a couple of years, but I didn't have the means to put something together. But then I saw it again this year, and I said, well, I do have Jamaica Reads. We read,
Yes, yes.
And in reading, we're teaching people how to read stories about everything.
Yes.
So I thought, why not? And, so we decided that, hey, we're going to put this event together, and we're going to invite people to just come and listen to stories being read and maybe read stories themselves. And so we're happy to have, you're going to be reading a story.
Okay.
Anybody that?
No, I'm not telling that.
Right? So we have storytellers like you coming on to tell a story. We have Carolyn Allen coming to tell a story, and I think she's going to be bringing a few of her friends who are, names that we probably all want to just come out and listen to.
Yes.
And of course, students.
Yes.
Dojane, she's 6 years old. She's doing classes with us.
Wow.
She will be reading a story as well. So it's just going to be a whole lot of fun. We're going to have music because we have Shekinah Adigold who does music, so he's going to get some music in as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be a nice, fun event, and we just want to get people to see that reading it can be so much fun. There's a whole new world when you take up a book.
Trust me, it is.
And when you take up a book outside of schoolwork,
Yes.
because nobody likes schoolwork. I never like it. I used to tell people that I did well in school because I needed to get out of school.
Yes.
Because I knew that if I failed, I'm going to have to stay and repeat.
Oh, no. No. No repeating. But
No repeating. I needed to get out. And it says 5 to 7 years in high school, and that's all I give in, right?
right.
So, and then worse, by the time you get to university, if you fail something, then I'm money that. I never have money. So if one shot pass, get out. So books are an integral part of everything I do. You escape the hardships of life when you just get yourself thrown into a story, when you get lost into a story. I am reading Promised Land now by Barack Obama, and even though that's so political, the way that man tells that story, it's now one of my favorite books.
You make me want to read it too.
Want to advocate for things. So this is the impact reading and storytelling can have on you. And this is what I want to share with Jamaica and the rest of the world. The magic of reading and the magic and joy of storytelling.
What
we're doing tomorrow.
What I love about you reading, talking to me, is like I'm actually in this wonderful experience just talking to you. And notice you're not just a standard English, polished English lady. We're talk down to earth, and this is how we communicate with our children, especially. You have children out there, when you speak the standard English, they're like, what you say? Because I have a problem sometimes when I'm talking to children, and I'm saying, could you please come here? Could you please come here? And I'm saying, come here now. Everybody look around. I say, so what? At the part of you understand? It's your language.
The truth is that English is not the first language for every Jamaican.
Right.
It's a language that we're all exposed to, but some of us have more exposure than others. And we have to understand that there is no shame in our patois game. I tell people I speak 4 languages, and 2 of them not so hot, but are coming on. Is my favorite. Right? And I remember even when I was growing up, I knew that there was a connection between the books I was reading and the English language.
Yes.
And so I really put emphasis on learning to speak English. And so there was a time in my life when I never spoke patois. And I was mocked for that as well. People used to say, What I used to call it them time there, you act like you're uptown or you're up.
Yeah.
You're better than
Like you're better than everybody.
exactly. But I just didn't have that comfort with patois.
Yes.
And maybe it was because of all the books I read, so English was just in my head, so it was what came out when I spoke.
Yes.
And I went to school, and Mrs. Barbara Martin and Mrs. Dumas and all of them. Mrs. Dumas was very down to earth, and she thought she made patois okay for us.
Oh, wow.
I was in drama class.
Yes.
But Mrs. Martin was all prim and proper, right? And so you had to speak the Queen's English around her and in her school. Every Moragrovian who was with her then can tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just kept on like that. But then I broke out of my shell when I was introduced to drama and Miss Forbes, and I saw the poetry in the language, in patois.
Yes.
And when I couldn't stop me after that.
Yeah, all you get, pop, pop.
And so now in my teaching and in teaching people how to read, I do recognize that not everybody speaks English well, or English isn't their first language.
Yes.
And so we encourage English, again, because of the connection between what's in the book, what you're going to do at school, and, what you're going to do anywhere that you go. Everything is going to be in English. So if your only way to communicate is in patois, then you're going to be limited. And so I'm a fan of patois, but I'm also a great advocate for learning English and to learn it well. And I use patois as a tool in my classes, and my teachers do the same. So if we're with a student who speaks mostly or entirely in patois, we do speak English to that student to get them to hear it, to understand it, and to practice it, right? Because it builds. It's like teaching English as a second language, basically. But if you are struggling, we're not going to force you to understand something. And if the class going nowhere because of my English, then I'm going to switch it up.
That's
like
right.
you just said, if I'm saying, can please read here?
Yes.
You don't know what I mean. Maybe I read right after.
Same way, so. Same way, so.
I'll define a word for you. As like, again, if I say, if we're reading and it says, the boy chased the dog down the street. And I say, what did the boy do? And you look at me blank. It's probably because you don't understand chase. So if I ask you what chase is, you don't know. But if I say to you, the boy run down the dog down the street, you get it.
Yeah.
Run down something, you it. Right? And that builds that connection. And then now what we do is use the recast to bring that word in English to you. So now I ask you questions like, have you ever chased anyone? Have you ever been chased by a dog?
Yes.
And you can respond to me saying, no, I've never been chased by a dog. Or, yes, I chased my friends on the playing field at school.
Excellent.
So now that word becomes a part of your active vocabulary. So that's one don't check, But if I kept on just going chase, and you're blank, it not benefit me nor you in this class. And we need to make progress.
Definitely.
Using patois as a tool works for me.
Definitely. Now, tell us, what tools do we need to use to be a part of your, to listen in or view what platforms will you be using to have World Storytelling Day tomorrow, and what time?
So we're gonna be on Zoom tomorrow. Everybody on Zoom, so everybody should be familiar with it. The pandemic brought Zoom into our lives if it never was before.
Yes.
So we're gonna be there. The link, if you go on our Facebook page, we're at Facebook Jamaica Reads, or on Instagram. You can just message us for the link, but there are ads all around as well with the Zoom ID. We're also going to be live on Facebook with the event as well. So if you can't get into the Zoom room, just go on our Facebook page and you'll see us there. I'm not sure. No, I don't think we're going to be on Instagram, but yeah, we're definitely going to be on Facebook. So it's going to be live on Facebook and also in Zoom. But you can get the link by just sending us a message.
And how I heard about you
at 3 p.m.
3 p.m. That's 3 p.m. Jamaican time.
Yes.
And I hear that you have people overseas too as a part of your Jamaica Reads in different languages.
Yes. So Jamaica Reads teaches reading English as our core product. But we also believe in being able to speak another language and a foreign language outside of
just hold a moment. Let me do some ads. Don't want to. Just hold a moment, all right?
Barbecue wings, jerk pork, escovitch fish, ackee quiche, festival and pasta salad. Good morning package includes ackee and sawfish, corn pork, mackerel rundown, fried dumplings, sweet potato, callaloo and boiled bananas. Tabletop package includes curry goat, escovitch fish fillet, grilled pork or jerk chicken, rice and peas, baked mac and cheese, and vegetables. Chung's also has convenient home-style cooked dishes like oxtail, curry goat, stew peas, roast chicken, and barbecue chicken. Let Chung's do the cooking for you 7 days per week. Saturday or Sunday dinner? No problem. Must order 24 hours in advance, Mondays to Fridays. Call 876-926-0992. That's 926-0992 to contact our friendly representatives. Or email chungscatering@gmail.com. Also visit chungscatering.com for more details. Chunks Catering, for the finest foods and greatest service.
At Total Hardware and Supplies, we pride ourselves in providing the ultimate customer experience. That's why great products at great prices, friendly service, and expert advice are the hallmark of our everyday routine. From contractors to do-it-yourselfers, we've got your next project covered. So let's help you get started today. Come on by at 2A Ken Hill Drive. Call 631-7648 or WhatsApp 507-0865. Quality products, great prices. That's the Total guarantee.
If your child is 2 months to 5 years old, then Small Fry Nursery and Learning Center is the place for you, offering nursery, preschool, kindergarten, and aftercare. We will make your child happy. You'll see. We offer dancing, music, Spanish, and drama by professionally trained early childhood teachers. Small Fry Nursery and Learning Center, registering now. Visit us at 11 Meadowbrook, Maine, or call us at 925-9339. That's 925-9339. Monday to Friday,
6:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m.
Small Fry Nursery and Learning Center, taking small steps to greatness.
Golden Bowl Restaurant, 7 Cargill Avenue, Kingston 10. For the finest in Chinese cuisine, come experience the ambience, the excellent service, and affordable prices. Opening hours Mondays to Thursdays, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Fridays to Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. Sundays, 12 noon to 7 p.m. We offer takeout services. Telephone 960-1030, 929-8556. Oh, there's private parking with security. Golden Bowl Restaurant, the place for you.
Riders! Jamco tires are now here at the best price in Jamaica. Best tires, best price, best value. Jamco tires last longer with 40% more rubber. Big tire, small tire, all kind of tire. Jamco tire with sense. Available at Jamco Sales Limited, 22 Balmoral Avenue, Kingston 10. Road with sense. Get them now while stocks last. The road. Jamco tires. Up.
Yo, well, this is Red Rat and keep it locked to Mega Jamz 98 FM. Whopping them. The rat, boom.
If all the king.
Okay, so we have a queen. We have a queen right here on Journey Across Jamaica, and we were talking about the links. We were talking about the links to get to their Zoom storytelling event tomorrow at 3 p.m. Auntie Amoy?
Yes, tomorrow at 3 p.m. Don't miss it.
Don't miss it. And I heard about this through Kingston Creative Art Pod. They're doing an excellent job. Auntie Doris Gross, she posted that into the group, so I'm very grateful that we could make this connection. Yeah, and you say you do other languages. You do the same Jamaica Reads in other countries in different languages. You want to tell us quickly about that?
We are teaching mostly Jamaicans to speak Spanish. So we have teachers from Venezuela and Chile, and they help us out with that. Getting Jamaicans to, also love learning languages. So right now we're doing Spanish. French is to come, but we're focusing on Spanish in the meantime. And we do it for both children and adults as well. But our approach is a little different than what most people may have been exposed to in the school system.
Yes.
We're not trying to teach you a book Spanish. We are teaching you conversational Spanish. We want you to speak the language. And we impress upon people that Spanish is a language to be spoken. And it's not a subject in school, in spite of what you might think, because you need to pass it in a fix.
I think that is the negative part of it, because once you get so pressured up about learning Spanish, that you don't focus on just having a conversation in Spanish. And if you do that, you'll learn much faster.
Exactly. The cat is on the chair isn't going to help you when you're at the airport or if you ever take a trip to Mexico. Right? Be able to say the cat is on the chair in Spanish or in another language. Not going to do anything for you. But if you can ask directions, order a meal, just have a chit-chat with someone to ask them about where they're from, stuff like that, their hobbies. So we want you to see it as a language to be used, and it opens up a whole different world. There's just something different about being able to communicate with someone in their native language than in yours.
Yes.
I even read somewhere that you're a different person. You have a language personality. So for every language you speak, your personality is different. I need to pay more attention to myself and see if that's true. But that's what I read somewhere. But it really is so different. And then people appreciate it as well. So my language partners love it when I can just, even if I'm going to butcher your language, they prefer if I go through that and try and just talk with them. And it takes the pressure off of them because English speakers are so lazy. We don't think we need to learn another language.
Oh, wow.
We drop it.
True. Yeah.
Some of us drop it long before CXC2, from grade 9.
Yes.
Sing it with a long stick. So,
Yeah.
and then we forget everything, but if we saw the beauty in it and see it as another group of people who are just like us,
Yes.
going about their business, raising their families,
Yes.
struggling in the same ways we do,
Yes,
having
yes,
the
yes.
same type of joys and, like we do, then we would realize that, hey, I can actually be a part of that world
Yes.
and form amazing friendships if I can communicate with someone in their language.
Definitely.
That's what we want to teach people here at Jamaica Reads.
Definitely. I'm so grateful. I'm really, really grateful. I know you're getting ready, and I think I have a few friends who might be interested in being a part of your event tomorrow. But let me make a few calls first and see what happens. And I can't wait to hear for us to talk again after your World Storytelling Day and what happens between the different places that you have in Chile. They'll be doing their world reading storytelling day as well, right?
Yes.
Great.
Sorry, did I catch that right? You're asking if
Will your connections in Venezuela and Chile be doing the same worlds as part of Jamaica Reads? Will they be doing their storytelling as well there?
they won't be reading tomorrow.
Or they won't be reading tomorrow?
Mostly just English and local stories. So we're going to be reading from local authors.
Yes.
Mostly from local authors again.
Yes.
So it's mostly English and Jamaican dialect stories that will be read.
Okay.
Probably have another event for Spanish and then do something like that. But for now, we're focusing on doing the reading in English.
All right. So it starts at 3:00 and ends what time would then you might end?
4:30.
4:30 p.m. Okay, that sounds. I can't wait. All right. So.
After that, we don't want to take you away from all of the activities, and we know that curfew is still on, and
A true.
we can go wherever and come back.
A true. It's worse. Me, I forgot up on the road, so so you know that go. So okay, definitely. So I am so grateful for having you journeying with us on Journey Across Jamaica, and I'm looking forward to it again. So just keep on doing the great work that you're doing, and I know it's going to be a blast. And next year, don't forget my number.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed being on your program. Thanks for inviting me, and thanks for sharing the work you're doing as well. I really love it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's an absolute pleasure having you as well. So thank you, everyone, for those of you who have been watching on Facebook, on Christine Neil-Wright and C. Angela Neil. Yes, I have changed my profiles. So, but Sammy, all right? But so, guys, join us tomorrow. I'll be on Facebook at the same times, and we will just have a blast, all right? So thank you very much, and we are signing out for this week. Next week, we have an exciting program for you. Be safe out there, everyone. Amoy, I want to big up anybody and tell them bye-bye.
I want to big up all of my teachers at Jamaica Reads and all of the students and the parents who are so dedicated to this journey with your children. Even when it seems hard, you're doing the right thing. You're such great parents. And the students who are sticking with it, even when they're frustrated and friend outside a ramp and them after the online I read.
Yes.
I love it. Thank you all so much. Thanks to my family, thanks to my friends, thanks to my Facebook peeps, thanks to everybody who's listening here now and who have been supporting me and know that I'm kind of quirky from a long time, but know for me that supported my journey to following my passion of teaching everybody how to read and how to love stories and just love a good book.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, everybody. Bye. See you next week. Time done. Long time. Yeah, so take care, everyone. Bye. Bye to you on Facebook. Bye to you, Auntie Amoy. Bye, everyone. Back to our regular program. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, no, no. So if you hear about my lady, just know she ain't the one to play with. Oh, no. I'll be standing so close. So you know that, hey.
Anything she needs, she can call me. Don't worry about it, that's my seed, oh, that's all me.